Which veterans are kind of helping you, and how are they helping you in rookie season so far?
I think everyone. I mean, I can't just point one out. I mean, Luol Williams has really helped me out a lot. But I think every day is it's a bit of information that they give me, whether it's on the basketball floor, off the basketball floor. It always helps.
As a young player, how big have the last few starts been for you, just for confidence and for your growth as a player?
I think I'm starting to play more loose, get more aggressive, and get into my spots. I had a few bad shooting nights, but I didn't let it affect my defense, and now I affect the game. So just trusting the process and knowing that the repetition that I do in practice is going to lead to the game.
Thanks for your time.
You've talked before about how when a guy's shot isn't falling, that can make him lose other parts of the defense. Everything else can start to go bad. But since that didn't happen with Brandon, what does that say about Brandon that's not something that happened with him on Wednesday?
Just that he is an all-around basketball player. And he doesn't let the fact of whether he's scoring or not affect the rest of his game. You know, we obviously know he's a gifted athlete, but he has a great feel for the game, and you know, he impacts the game from his rebounding to, you know, getting deflections to running point guard and getting out and pushing a fast break for us. And we see him working every day on his jump shot, and he is a good shooter. He makes them. He just, it's a bit faster. The defense closes on you a bit quicker in the games than in practice. So I think naturally he'll start knocking those down.
A lot of young building teams talk about how the process maybe comes first before results. Do you think results-wise, wins and losses, you're maybe ahead of where you thought you'd be when you first took this job?
Yeah, I think we are. The process is more important. But to me, part of the process is rewarding players for playing the right way and playing winning basketball. So if we can get wins and veterans are out there doing things right, and they can the young guys can see that. Or, on the other hand, if the young guys are out there jacking shots because they don't think they're going to come out because we're developing them, I don't think we're doing them favors either. So it's it's kind of a field thing from our coaching staff of what way we're going to go each night. But I think we're ahead of where we thought we'd be, at least with the wins are concerned.
And when you do talk about process over results, what exactly do coaches look for in the process of a young team if they're not looking at the wins and the results?
For us, the little things, the rebounding, the screen setting, the execution of plays. Are we cutting hard? Are we making good, crisp passes? All the things that are probably boring to fans and players are the things that we want to get really good at. They're a good defensive team. It felt like they took us out of our rhythm and made it tough for us to get shots. But when that's the case, it's even more important to for us to cut hard and set harder screens, and we weren't really doing those things tonight, which is frustrating because that's taking a step back from who we are and who we think who we've become so far early in the season. But we got another chance tomorrow night, so hopefully we don't make this a habit.
You guys, I think, average about 106 points a game. Tonight, way below that. I think you got 80. What was going on offensively, do you think?
Well, sometimes you make shots, sometimes you don't. They're good, but I think we made too many open shots, and it happens some nights. You're on the road. This is the third game in 4 nights, and I know it's not an excuse, and we got to go out tomorrow and do it better, but it happens some nights.
You're obviously very popular here. You got a nice ovation when they introduced you. You're the all-time assist leader here. What's it like for you to come back, now that you're towards the end of your career, for you to come back to a place where you had great success?
It's always great. It's always going to be special. For me, it's like home. I think it's the second place I have the more years than my house. So it is great. I have so many friends in Toronto, in the organization. I saw they treat me always well, and it's always great. Have a good game. Don't get too low when you have a bad game. You just gotta keep going, keep working, and just trust your work.
And what about Coach Walton have you seen that makes him, I guess, relate to these young guys so well? Because they seem to really fight for
I
him.
think because he's young as well. I think sometimes when you have an older coach, maybe for young guys, it's more difficult to get through what you really want. But I
Yeah.
think for him, be that young with these guys, I think they can relate with what he can say or what they're thinking. I think both ways they go well.
Each quarter, you did a really good job on DeRozan. You guys were in it like you've been in most first quarters. Second quarter, they shoot the lights out. They make 13 of their first 14 shots. Do you just tip your hat to them and say great shooting, or were you disappointed in your team defense in the second quarter?
No, like you said, I thought our team defense was great to start the game. Collectively as a team, DeRozan is a great player. It's never, one guy can't stop him, but we stuck to the game plan. They made, in the second quarter, they made a run, made some tough shot and never looked back. We played, try to speed up the game a little bit by going small. We just couldn't hit any shots. And, that's a very good team.
You guys have always come back this year when you've fallen behind double digits. I think you've done it 9 times. Unable to do it tonight. Why do you think?
Like I said, they kept hitting shots. That's a good team. That's a team that's been far in the playoffs. Some of the guys played a long time together, so they know what it takes. And they did a good job tonight.
Offensively, you guys normally score 106 a game. Tonight you had 80. What do you think was going on with the offense?
Like I said, you just didn't play well. Overall, I think with this group, our offense sometimes determines our defense. We weren't able to make shots. Nothing that affected us on both ends.
Tomorrow night you got a game in Memphis. They're only going to dress 9 guys. When I tell you something like that, do you look at it as, well, we better not look?
It's a scary game because you're probably gonna have 9 guys that's probably gonna give an opportunity to some guys that haven't had an opportunity to play a lot this season. They're gonna go out there and give you their best effort. So those are the scary games to me.
Is there a part of you that's envious of the way that DeRozan and Lowry have had all this time to kind of click together? And you guys, you've had a little bit now, but you still need some seasoning to get to that level where you're really seeing what you're doing.
Oh yeah, for sure. We still got time to grow, especially with all the pieces that we added. Brandon is coming along really well. He had a really good game tonight. We'll get there. I think we're moving fast too right now. We're just gonna do a good job and keep competing and playing together.